1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Been in this class a year. It made me an analyst, learning from textbooks to reading The Economist. Learned so much from this class, especially using these concepts to handle the economy. An important topic, this is supply and demand. Shifting and movement by your suppliers expand. The supply curve, has to slope upward. Price versus quantity, max profits preferred. The supply curve shifts with input and technology. Firms need to watch out for taxes and subsidies. The demand curve is down sloping. Prices are low, that people be hoping. Changing consumer taste, changing number of buyers. As the number of buyers increase, prices get higher. This is what the Fed can do. They can use policies in order to pull banks through. This policy is monetary, make the banks wary. For each situation, the policy varies. Let's talk about discount rate. Decrease this, that prices will inflate. Let's sell and buy them. Federal bonds, this will make the money market quickly respond.
Pearson, who has that Fed call?
Brian, the committee decided to keep the target range for the Fed funds rate at 0 to 0.25% and currently anticipates the exceptionally low range of the Fed funds rate will be appropriate at least as long as the unemployment rate remains above 6.5%. Inflation between 1 and 2 years ahead is projected to be no more than half a percentage point above the committee's 2% longer-run goal and longer-term inflation expectations.
So in a case where a bank cannot meet its reserve requirements, it's two options. Borrow from the Federal Reserve or borrow from another private bank. If it borrows from the Federal Reserve, it will pay under the discount rate. If it borrows from another private bank, it will pay under the federal funds rate. In all cases, these loans are short-term and meant to cover the reserve requirement for a specific bank for a short period of time.
Are you working? What kind of work do you do? What is it you want to do when you grow up?
Let's go. When we are in a recession, fiscal policy, people should stop paying attention. Let's decrease taxes and increase spending. The opposite happens when we under inflation.
One needs to ask if monetary or fiscal government will treat monetary with dismissal so that the politicians keep their seat and remain an important official.
How do we calculate the state of economy? This is how they determine it. Essentially, GDP equals I plus G plus X minus M plus C, you see? Please don't overestimate the nominal. It's fallible. Real is where it's at. It's dependable.
1, 2, 3 into the foe. These are the market structures, although there are more.
I'm a monopoly, ain't no one stop me. I'ma higher that price and lower that quantity.
I rule everything around me. My actions cause inefficiency. In this market, I'm the price maker, not the taker. Call me the creator. In PC, we are all equal. Sell the same thing for the people.
Everyone can join the party. There are no barriers to entry. Remember that we are price takers. In the long run, we make it no money. Oligopoly, we are few companies. Few can stop me, we use game theory.
Tip for that, leave this for that.
Don't cheat or we will attack back.
MC, real world, it exists. It consists of many firms, varied products, permits.
These firms, advertisements need to manage to do this in order to gain an edge or advantage.
Good morning. For years, America's automakers have faced serious challenges. Burdensome costs, a shrinking share of the market, and declining profits. In recent months, the global financial crisis has made these challenges even more severe. Now some U.S. auto executives say that their companies are nearing collapse, and that the only way they can buy time to restructure is with help from the federal government.
What kind of work do you do? Boy, what is it you want to do when you grow up?
In the middle of a tough fight to get our economy growing faster, so that businesses across our country can open and expand, so that people can find good jobs, and so that we can repair the terrible damage that was done by the worst recession in our lifetimes.
On the market, if they're bad,
88,000.
that's bad. 88,000 new jobs created in March. Very bad.
That's way lower.
Yeah, that's much, much lower. Remember, we were expecting 192. We probably needed 250 to 300. We weren't going to get that to keep the growth going. 88,000 is very poor.
They are known to attract the best and the brightest minds, but this week a federal judge ordered Google, Apple, and 5 other high-tech companies to court over accusations they violated antitrust laws by conspiring not to poach each other's employees.
Examining market structures, it is important to note the efficiencies and inefficiencies of each system. In monopolies and monopolistic competition, there is inefficiency and there will be deadweight loss. In perfect competition, however, there is no inefficiency and there is no deadweight loss.
Spy tendencies.
It's all about hard labor, the hustle, earning that cash to deal with struggle or trouble. How many to hire firms need to decide in order to make the profits maximize?
How do we measure the workers' producibility? MRP equals price times the quantity of extra products a worker produces. Firms use this to make sure they aren't useless. Today's economy, we need efficiency. Please take a look at OC so you're from Run Soundly.
Every decision you pay the price, don't lose that dough or you will be dealt with stressful strife.
Make them profits, put money in your pockets. SR minus C, if it's high, you will rocket.
And you can see there this morning the jobs report, monthly jobs report came in. 171,000 jobs created in October. That was better than expectations. That kind of caps off really 3 decent months for jobs growth.
For young Americans, here's what the issue is. Today, the unemployment number is 12% for young Americans. There are an additional 1.7 million young Americans who are not counted in the number. And if you were to take that number, the labor force participation rate, and factor it into the 12%, you'd actually have today an unemployment level for young Americans of 16.5%.
For markets, it's important to note the special distinction that perfectly competitive firms have. When they hire workers, they hire from a pool with fixed wages. No matter how many workers you hire, wages will be fixed.
Yes, I do. All these lessons will give me an edge or pull me through. In the real world, I'll have to face this economy. Understand various policies, apply them possibly.
Economy's huge, we have been taught if we should spend or be us screwed. Use our newfound knowledge, make sure we don't lose. We now know what to choose or refuse.
Yes, 'twas advanced, but it's more useful than knowing supply and demand or knowing how the world moves and functions. For all these lessons, we thank you, Miss Bergman.
Thank you.